Hi everyone, I'm Archana from Archana's Kitchen. Welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Gajjar Halwa that is made from the carrots of the winters, which is the red carrots. Absolutely divine. They bring out a beautiful rich color. Of course, you can make the Gajjar Halwa with the regular carrots that you get every day as well, like the Uti carrots. Has to be nice and sweet and you will still be able to get the flavors. But the richness and the taste that comes from the red carrots that come from Delhi or North India is divine. So I have some red carrots here with me and I'm going to be grating them in my food processor. You can also use a hand grater to grate it and that's absolutely fine. It just takes a little longer. But if you have a food processor, go ahead and put the carrots into the processor and it will just grate it beautifully in the right lengthy slices that you want. And that's it. In less than a minute, I ground about 1 kg of carrots. A great investment if you like to grate, chop a lot of things in your kitchen. So I highly recommend it. So if you like what product that I'm using, do go ahead to the link below on my YouTube channel and you'll be able to find that link. To make the halwa, first into a pan, I'm going to add in a tablespoon of ghee. Right, so and to this, I'm just going to go ahead and add in the grated carrots. We're going to saute the carrots in the ghee for about a couple of minutes until you get it slightly changes color. You don't have to cook it completely. We just want to just toss it in ghee a little bit. It brings out certain flavors, removes that light rawness from the carrots, okay? And that looks just about good. I can start smelling the aromas and the ghee and the carrots coming out. And that's an indication. And I have about a liter of milk here. So for about 1 kg of carrots, I typically like to add a liter of milk, 1:1 ratio, right? And no cream, no khoya, nothing. And the way I came to this measurement is when I realized that a kg of carrots gets immersed completely in milk. Notice that? Milk is not going above the level of carrots. It's just sunk in there and you can see the milk at the level of the carrots on the top. And this was my measurement. You want to keep this on high heat for the first 5 minutes. And once the milk and the carrots come to boil is when I'm going to turn the heat to low. And at that point, I will simmer it and keep stirring it regularly until all the milk condenses and forms a beautiful halwa. Halfway through, we'll be adding the sugar and the saffron and the cardamom. So we'll wait until then. So let's wait for it to come to a boil. Okay, notice right there, you can see that the milk is boiling and it's pushing all the carrots up and this is just perfect. This is exactly how we want it to be in the first 5 minutes. Now I'm going to turn the heat to low, medium low, and always keep a ladle inside so that the milk doesn't overflow. So this helps to contain the milk. And I like to keep a steel ladle typically inside. So that's what I'm going to do. So simmer it now for a good 30 to 40 minutes it's going to take for the entire halwa to come together. Ensure that while you're doing some work or doing something else, keep monitoring it, keep giving it a stir in between. Around halfway through when it's almost thickened, we're just going to add in the sugar and the spices, which is the cardamom and saffron, and then we will simmer it again. Okay, notice how much of the milk has started condensing. I put a steel ladle inside and left it to keep condensing and notice the creaminess of the milk that is come. This is just beautiful and this is like halfway done. Just going to go ahead and add in the sugar. You can add any sugar. And I'm going to add in some elaichi powder. And you know what I do for making an elaichi powder? It's again freshly ground. I roast it along with the skin. And I actually I don't peel off the skin and take the seeds. Do you know the skin has all the flavors and taste? Actually roast it and blend it and grind it into a powder along with the skin after it's roasted. And I use it everywhere because it is usable, because when you roast it, it sort of grinds beautifully. And then after that, I'm going to add in my large pinch of saffron strands. That's right. Just give this a stir. And now again, allow the flavors and the magic to happen. Ensure the ladle is always inside and keep stirring it every 2-3 minutes so it doesn't get stuck to the bottom of the pan. You've added sugar, so now you have to be a little bit more careful. That's it. So let's wait again towards the end. Notice that the Gajjar Halwa is just cooking and look at the texture. It's been about close to, I would say, an hour almost, right? And look at that. It's so beautiful. But it's not done completely. When you press it, there'll be some liquid, which means now you can turn the heat to high. There's just a little bit of moisture left. almost all the milk is nicely condensed and formed a nice creamy texture. We'll turn the heat to high and then evaporate all the excess moisture. Add in a tablespoon of ghee and some sliced almonds, and then we'll be done with our Gajjar Halwa. And now notice after briskly boiling for the last few minutes, and we see that almost all the moisture is gone, but only just a little bit remains. And this is okay, by the way. As it cools down, it'll all collect together, it'll combine it along with the sugar, and it'll thicken up and it'll still remain moist. So don't overcook it. Let that little moisture be there, and that's just perfect. Wonderful. This is great. So now the halwa is ready and I'm ready to serve it. You can serve it hot along with your meal or just like that as well. So what I had done earlier this morning was as well to soak the almonds in hot water and keep it for about a couple of hours. And when you do, you can just peel off the skin of the almond and chop it or thinly slice it or however you want to add it to the halwa. And use a knife and just simply cut them into lengthwise, and that's it. And these nuts, you can add it right away, right now. But what I like to typically do is, not everybody likes nut in their halwa. So I like to keep some blanched nuts, which is badam, which I just chopped a little while ago and kept ready. So and I'll add it to every cup to whoever wants it. Everyone will add a dollop of almonds on the top and then they can eat it the way they want. So that's it. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this recipe of how to put together this delicious Gajjar Halwa. Wasn't that really simple? Yes, it is. All it requires is some prep of the grating of the Gajjar, and then you just have to simmer everything and sit for like 1.5 hours until the entire halwa comes together. And you get this beautiful, delicious halwa. Yes, it is simple. It just takes a little bit of love and some attention. So do give this recipe a try. Head over to my YouTube channel, watch the complete recipe of how to make with all the tips and tricks, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button on my channel because you'll be notified with recipes like this, so many more, week on week, from dinner recipes to general sweet recipes to curry recipes of India to various other recipes from across various Indian cuisines and the world. And when you do, don't forget to share your feedback in the comments below because I will always be looking to hear back from you. So until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.